We expected a tight game. It was a tight game. That's playoff football, and I expect us to come out in the second half, score first, and then respond.
Did you get the sense that Brock had some nerves or anything early in the game, and how did he kind of settle in?
I think everyone does a little bit. The rain was going there a little bit at the beginning, but he missed that first pass and was a little off on a couple, but also made a couple off schedules there in the first half too that were real good. He ended up playing a hell of a game, and the most impressive thing was not turning it over.
You were all surprised with how much trust you have in Brock at this point?
Not really. Felt that way from the beginning. Once he got in that game versus Miami, we didn't have the luxury to sit there and worry about stuff the way the game was going. We just had to call plays to try to win the game, and he did such a hell of a job, and he's done it every time since. So we got a lot of confidence in him, and he gives us more and more confidence each week.
19 passes and 9 runs in the first half, and it balanced out in the second half. But was it the initial plan to just let it attack through the air, at least initially?
Yeah, it was. We knew we wanted to run the ball, and we thought it would end up we were hoping it would end up balanced towards the end. But we thought we had some good looks that we wanted to get, and we got some of them and capitalized on a couple. I thought we were doing a hell of a job in the first half, actually, offensively. But, they're tough sometimes. They do a good job of giving up some but not letting you in the end zone. And for us to have all those yards, I think we had 8.5 yards of play, but I think we only had 13 points to show for it. So when you do that, you worry, and that's why you got to turn those big plays into touchdowns, and we were able to do that in the second half.
Joked, or maybe not joked about, don't take a 17-yard sack. But he does seem to have a knack for spinning out of stuff. At some point, you just get used to it and say, just go do it?
No. He was great on some. That last one, it was very close. It was unbelievable the throw he made in the corner to BA. I know he just missed that, but, he's got a feel for it. It definitely makes me nervous on some of it, but he did a hell of a job getting away. He knows his body. He's out there and can see how close he is to those guys, and he tries to never give up on a play, and he's been very smart with the ball so far, so I appreciate he's doing it.
Did you have a sense Debo might do something big after his foot got yanked?
I was worried that he was hurt on it. I lost my mind a little bit on that. But, yeah, I was real concerned that he was hurt on it. I didn't like how that looked. I thought it looked pretty bad, and the intent of the play. So I think that pissed a lot of people off. I think it pissed our team off, and I think you can kind of feel our team react to that after. I wish we were like that from the first play always, but sometimes when some stuff motivates the guys, I think it was cool to see us rally together, and I know Debo was bothered, and it was cool he came back and answered.
Defense had some struggles in the first half, played a lot better in the second half. How did you assess their performance?
Yeah, they got us on a couple things early. The big play, obviously. DK's as good as anyone. Geno throws a hell of a ball. And Mooney didn't shy away from anything. He went up there and competed with them all game just like he did last time. DK is going to get some. I thought we got some too. But I think the key in the game was getting those turnovers in the second half. If we don't come out and get those turnovers and we turn it over on offense at all, I think it's a totally different game. And once we came out and got those turnovers, I think we settled down and got back and playing pretty good football.
Was that play with Abram worthy of a personal or worthy of injection in your mind?
That's what I thought I saw. So, and then he was hurt, so that allowed me to go out there. So, I'll see. We always see when you see the tape. I know everyone's emotional out there, but that's what it looked like to us.
Anything to the officials about?
Yeah. Not what I said, but and who knows? I was borderline blacked out at the time, so and we'll see. I'm not. You always got to see it again, but that one bothered us a little bit.
What was your view on Omena, who strip sack, most of the recovery, and just what it meant for you at that point of the game?
Oh, it was huge. That was our first turnover? Yeah, that was once we got the turnover. That's when I feel like the momentum completely changed for the whole game, and it took him a while. He was in that pocket for a little bit, the longer they're in there, the more people get open and off schedule timing. So I was worried the whole time, and then the ball went down on the ground, and all I was asking, just jump on it, please. We had a couple the last time we played them, and they beat us to it. And then once he did jump on it, I kind of was wishing he scooped and ran with it. But regardless, I think we ended up scoring. So it was a huge play in the game, and I think once our defense did that, I think they got their mojo back and played great, and it was awesome to be able to protect some of them there that last drive.
Kyle, you mentioned mentioned that play or what happened to Debo kind of pissed everyone off and ignited you. I mean, was it an element of you beating the Seahawks 2 times in the regular season and yeah, it was the playoffs, but I mean, was there kind of like a malaise or?
No, I don't want to make too big a deal about that. I mean, people get mad. That doesn't change everything. I thought, you got to score points to beat people. And, they got us on a couple big plays, especially the go route that gave them some points. And, I think we had 8.5 yards of play in the first half. So, it wasn't like we weren't doing well. They just did a good job keeping us out of the end zone. And if you keep doing that, regardless of what you've done, you look up and you're down by 1 point. And didn't feel like we should be because I thought we had done a lot of good things. But when you don't score those touchdowns, that's how it is. And that's why it doesn't always matter the stats and what you're doing. There's one thing, it's who scores more points. And I'm glad we kept playing the same way. And we ended up getting turnovers and not giving any. And if you keep doing that and keep getting explosive like that, that's why the score ended up the way it did.
When you guys sweep the division and beat Seattle the way you did twice in the regular season, was there any extra pressure coming into this game, a game that everybody expected you guys to win pretty decisively?
Yeah, the pressure is how much we believe in our team and that it's not a 7-game series. It's just 3.5 hours, and who knows what's going to happen. Everyone in the playoffs is a good team. That's a good team. They won 9 games for a reason. They're always tough to play, regardless. And you got to go out there and play really good football. And that's what's so tough about the NFL is that was our biggest, our internal pressure is we think we got a really good team. And we don't want today to be our last day with this team. But that is the reality of the playoffs. All you got guaranteed is 3.5 hours. Once we clinched earlier this year up there, we knew we were guaranteed the playoffs. So that was kind of the first feeling that we've had in a while of like, wow, if we don't handle our business this week, this week's over, this season's over. And we love this team for a number of reasons, and I'm glad we got another week.
Obviously, Brock's been going well, but is it a different thing to see him do it in the playoffs like this? Just
not totally yet. I don't know. I feel like, playoffs means, all it means is if you lose, the season's over. Besides that, you're usually going against good teams. But we have seen him do it against good teams, and the pressure's always on. And it was great to see him do it today.
I feel like it affects Purdy now that this game is over. He's already played in one postseason game. Now he can just go play now.
I think he did that today. I think he's done that every game he's gotten in. So it's cool to have another thing that he can say he's done. But these games are all the same. Some can mean more than others just because when you lose this one, your season's over. So that's the pressure that everyone's got to deal with. But that's why you just want to get to the game. Once that kickoff goes and you get out on the field, then you realize it's 3.5 hours just like it always is. But there's always a build-up for that.
Kyle, you're as good as your defense is. You have this seemingly annoying trend of giving up a big play in the first half of games, especially in the second half of the season. How do you account for it? What do you think? Obviously, you're not happy about it, but
it happens, and yeah, we work at everything. But what I'm happy with is we held them to less points than we got on offense. I think we don't freak out when we give up a big play. And same stuff we've been doing all year. I know we're the number 1 defense in the league, and we've earned that throughout the year. But no. Guys play well, and it's a whole team game, and that's why sometimes when they have big plays and our defense gives that up, then we got to answer on special teams or offense, and vice versa. There's a number of times that we've struggled this year offensively or special teams-wise, and we haven't had to worry about anything because our defense was at the top of their game. I think they did some real good things today. Didn't start off that great, but when you do end up limiting their explosives and keeping them out of the end zone, pretty happy with our defense. All right, thanks, guys.
You got your foot yanked on. What were your emotions?
I stayed down a little because I almost lost my temper. And you can see the definition of our team of IGYB, I got your back. And then second half, they scored at the end of the fourth quarter, like, you know, you can have it. But at the end of the day, I felt like that turned our team up a notch. And as you can see, we just went out there and made plays.
Are you saying that you pretty much needed that time to get yourself under?
Yeah, 100%. It hurt for sure, but in my mind, I was about to lose it. But I just kept calm, and, you know, just seeing how Kyle came off the sideline is true definition of our team.
Can you walk us through your touchdown, and did you get a good look at what Brandon was doing downfield?
Oh, yeah. I seen Brandon once I came around, and I seen the safety up top. And I wanted him to think I was going to go that way when I know Brandon's going to seal the sideline for me. And he did a great job, and I just ran off his block.
Sense any nerves from Brock in his first playoff start, and how do you think he played?
I don't think it was no nerves at all. We kind of started off slow. We missed a couple here and there. But as the game slowed down and settled down for him, and he knows the guys that we have around him to build him up, it started to slow down for him, too, in the second half, and he went out there and played good ball.
How valuable is his ability to extend plays and run around?
It's great to see, you know what I'm saying, the things he do back there when you think he's sacked and his little slitheriness of getting out of stuff. It kind of makes us a little tired because we got to run around too to try to get open, but it works. So, I mean, as long as Brock doing his thing, you know, we're going to ride with him.
Are you surprised at all by the level of confidence and trust that Kyle has in Brock at this point?
Not at all. For me, he kind of showed it during the preseason a little bit. And the first game he ever started, you know, he called a timeout. And that kind of shocked me and Kyle. Like, Kyle don't play that. And it kind of showed me the type of guy he is and how, you know what I'm saying, how guts he is with making a timeout when Kyle the only guy to do that.
When you're going down, how have you noticed Kyle change as a play caller with the addition of Christian and all the versatility you guys seem to have, given different places you can line up?
I don't think it's a change. I just think, you know what I'm saying, he know the guys that he got out there, all five guys out wide, and including Christian, very dangerous with the ball in his hands. He do a good job of getting it to him.
Did you think you had enough room on that sideline to make it through?
I necessarily don't be thinking of things like that. I just, whenever I get the ball, I try to score, and when I see a lane, I'm going to hit it.
Tell me about how did Brandon set up that block for you?
Oh, he just walled off. As you can see, Brandon, very physical, strong guy, and he just walled him off, and I ran right off his block.
It looked like Brandon was ready to take on the whole Seahawks team after you got your leg yanked. Did you see that from your vantage point?
I seen when I got up, it was 23 that twisted my ankle, and I went right at 30. I didn't even know. I just like blacked out for a second. I just see all red jerseys on the field. I'm like, all right, this is what we on. All right, let's turn it up a notch.
Did you sense? You said they got everyone kind of turned up a notch. I mean, were just guys talking about it, like, or is it just an emotion you felt like? Guys reached another level of intensity after that.
Oh, I think it was another level of intensity. Everybody was a little angry because, you know, I just came back from a knee injury, and like I said earlier, true definition of IGYB.
Did you guys feel any pressure coming into this game, knowing that everybody expected you to win?
Not at all. We take, you know what I'm saying, day by day. We don't get into all the outside noise. We just focus on what we have here, and we just go out there and do our job.
You had that brace on for a little bit. Whose decision was that? Put the brace on. How did you know it was time to take it off?
What brace?
You had the brace on after that little twist.
Never had a brace on. Nah, it wasn't no brace on.
What happened on that? Did you feel the moment, or what happened?
Honestly, the ball was a little wet. It was raining at the time, and it just got away from me. But yeah, it wasn't anything in terms of like, the game, or it was just the ball was wet, slipped. I was trying to rip it to Debo, and I was just mad that I couldn't get it to him. So.
How important is that second pass where you hit Brandon to kind of get into the rhythm then?
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. Obviously, had missed one right before that, so to get the ball to BA, have him make a play, and just create some momentum was huge for us, huge for myself. As a quarterback, you want to, start the game off with some completions and just get into a rhythm. And so it was huge for myself. It was huge for the team.
Did it feel different?
Go ahead, Ann.
Did it feel different because it was a playoff game?
I mean, there was some emotion going into the game. Like, you could just feel it, in the environment with the fans and our teammates. Like, man, this is win or go home. And so, you did feel that. I feel like pregame and whatnot. But once the game started, it was all, hey, it's 11 on 11. I got to do my job. I got to get it to the guys when they're in space and go from there. But, we didn't make it more than what it was. You could feel it in the first half in terms of, Seattle's playing really good football. It's playoff football. Everyone plays their best football. So I feel like that was just something that we had in the back of our minds too. But overall, it wasn't, oh my gosh, we're in the playoffs. We got to get all tense or anything like that. So we just got to play our game and let everything else fall into place.
You haven't had very many opportunities to have Devo and Christian in the backfield behind you. When they did that today, they were on that field at the same time today. Can you kind of see that the defense having a dilemma, sort of a pick your poison type of issue for them?
Yeah, I think obviously it's hard for a defense to stop that when you got both guys coming out of the backfield any which way or doing all these exotic things that we do. But I thought that, honestly, credit to Seattle. They did a good job, I think, on third downs and everything like that. In terms of playing man, they had great coverage. I feel like they had a good plan in terms of how to stop our guys out of the backfield with Christian and Debo. But at the same time, like once we did get the ball and they made plays, then we did exactly that. Our guys made plays in space, and so it's going to be a challenge moving forward. As usual, everyone's going to be playing their best football and scheming up stuff like that for Christian and Debo. But I know once they win those one-on-one matchups and get the ball to them, it's tough for defenses. So yeah.
In the first half, you were able to move the ball well, but couldn't get into the end zone or have trouble finishing drives. Why were you able to turn that around in the second half?
Yeah, I think it's just there's a couple plays, man, where it's like you got to be on point. Once you get those matchups and opportunities to capitalize on them, you got to do it, especially in the NFL, playoff football. And so that's I put that on myself. There's some plays where I should have put the ball up, give Georgia a one-on-one shot, and instead of taking a sack. Some plays like that where I got to be better. And so coming into the halftime, Kyle just was straight up and was like, hey man, like you got plays are there, the opportunities are there. We just got to keep it simple and get it to the guys. And so we knew what our plan was coming out of halftime into the second half, and I thought we just executed everything and we finished drives where we didn't do the stalling, we didn't overthink things in the second half.
You moved around a lot today, but after when you roll left, roll right, you get it to Elijah in the open flat there. You really looked as excited as I've seen you. That was just because of the play. It was the moment. What were you feeling there, and could you talk us through that play?
Yeah, it was just a broken play. I was trying to go left to BA and then go through my progression from there. It just broke down. And so, once Elijah did his job in terms of, staying in protection, and then if he had time, he could get out, and he was my last read. So the front side just broke down, and when I scrambled, Elijah was where he needed to be. And that's why I was excited. I was like, man, that was sweet that, I had that trust in you to be there, and the same for him, for myself. And so, once we completed that and scored, just a huge part in the game, to create momentum. It was a big play for everyone and a big moment for everyone. So I was just excited about it and just wanted to create some juice for our team and just celebrate a touchdown with my guy Elijah.
People called you slithery moves
really?
Out there. Is this something you knew you had, or is it just instinct to be able to move right when the defensive lineman's coming one way?
Yeah, it's not something that I go into a play where, if it's not here, I'm going to scramble and do this and that. I want to go through my progressions and stuff, but I feel like it's just the instinct that I have of playing football throughout the years of, if something's not there, the play can still be alive. That's sort of in the back of my mind. And so growing up, I've been able to scramble and make plays off schedule. So in those moments, and a couple of those touchdowns, I think it was just something that I've always done my whole life in terms of finding a way when it's not there. So that's all it was.
You almost got a fourth touchdown pass to BA in the corner. On that rollout, you took a big shot at the end. So when you look back on that play, was it worth it?
Yeah, I think.
Was that the same ribs over the same area where you?
Yeah, it was on my left side. Nothing from that hit. It was a good, clean hit from the defensive lineman. Obviously, in that kind of situation, I got to be smarter with getting the ball out if the first read's not there, instead of doing all that extra stuff. But yeah, it was just I felt like it was one of those situations where, man, if we can just put one more touchdown in, put the nail in the coffin. But at the same time, a field goal is just as good. So something I got to be smart with and, just throw it away if it's not there. What's that?
What did Brandon say to you after that play?
I mean, he was, I was excited that, all right, we have a scramble drill on, and he kept it alive. He saw me scramble. I went left, came back right, and then, he ran left and then went all the way right. And so I was excited that he kept it alive, and I was happy. I was like, dude, that was good. And then he was obviously he's hard on himself. He was like, man, I should have caught it or hit my hands or whatever. But, it's all good, man. I love the dude. He works hard. He blocked for Debo on that long touchdown. Like, you just see BA gives everything for this team. And so if something like that happens, it's all good. Like, we're going to learn from it and be better.
Two swagger-related questions. Can you do you feel the high step coming, or is that just natural? And then what do you imagine you're injecting into your veins?
Yeah, the high step, I mean, sort of just comes, in the moment. I don't really I'm going to high step this linebacker or anything like that. It's just I try to just get him to stop a little bit so I could possibly get a couple more yards. That's all that is. And then, I mean, the whole vein deal, I think it's just more for the team. Like, they love, just bringing some emotion and juice to the team. And so, I don't go into the game telling, man, I'm going to inject my veins with this or that. It was just some celebration to get the guys going. So.
Are you a LeBron James fan?
Yeah, LeBron, yeah.
Did you see that he tweeted about you?
I did not.
Said, good game.
LeBron said that? Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's so cool.
How did you notice the intensity in the huddle change maybe after Debo got his late game play?
Yeah. I mean, that's our guy, Debo. Like, he brings so much to the team, the juice, the swagger, all that kind of stuff. And, he was down, obviously, and the guy just kept going. And it's like, come on, like, let's play clean here. Just keep the game going. And, we get it. It's a physical game and everything, but to do that, it's unnecessary. And so for our team to just, show some emotion, to show Debo that we got his back, man. And, yeah, I think we all had the right to have his back and be fired up about that, but definitely created some juice for us and some momentum, and I feel like we capitalized off it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
They're only down by 6. What was the temperament in the huddle at that point as far as just trying to keep them out in the end zone, having them settle for a field goal before you got your strip sack?
Yeah, I mean, when the team gets in the red zone, your thought process and mentality is to hold them to a field goal. Guys was just like play the call and execute, man. It's as simple as that. And when we do that, good things happen for us.
I think a few plays before you forced the fumble, you had a near sack and he got away a little bit. How much was it in your mind of a chance to atone and make a play?
Yeah, I mean, those type of plays in the playoffs, when you miss that, it can weigh on you. And definitely was on my mind, but at the end of the day, you got to keep moving on. It's a win or go home kind of mentality. And, I mean, stats don't matter. It's all about the only stat that matters is if you get a win or a loss at the end of the day. So I had to recenter my mind. My coach, teammates told me another opportunity is going to come, and thank God it did.
They were showing Bosa on the video board because he got the fumble, and he was pointing at you like, no, you should be the star of the video board. I don't know if you noticed that, but do you appreciate him trying to give you the love?
Yeah, I mean, Bosa's a team guy. Bosa, he's an incredible player, but he's also a selfless player. Bosa doesn't care who gets it done. He said it yesterday. He said it today. Like, he don't care who gets it done. He just wants to win. And when your best player on your defense and on your team feels that way, the energy just goes around towards everybody. And it's like, I mean, we all want to go out there and make a play, but whoever does is whoever does it. Because, like I said, the only thing that matters is winning.
How much do you feel like getting that takeaway in that moment kind of lifted, especially the defense, and got you guys rolling to what you know?
Yeah, it was big. Getting a turnover is always big. The game was, kind of close. And getting that opportunity to get a turnover and change the game is huge, and these type of games especially.
Statistically, your 2 best games of your career now are both playoff games. Last year, Dallas, and this one. How important is that to you that you've showed up here at the biggest moments?
I mean, I told the guys yesterday, big-time players step up in big-time games. And I said that we're all big-time players, just no matter who's going to step up. And thank God that I've been able the year and a half that I've been here, been able to step up in those big time games and help my team win.
What happened in the first half where you had to come off the field, and did you feel it was going to be serious?
No, I had a stinger. I knew what it was. As soon as I hit the running back, didn't have good form. Just kind of came with my helmet only and had a stinger. I knew exactly what it was, so I knew I was gonna be fine.
Charles, when you got traded here, did you have any idea that this was awaiting you?
No, I knew I was coming to a very good organization. I was coming to a D-line that has a reputation of being very, very good, but you can't tell the future. But I'm glad I was traded here. I'm glad that I have the opportunity to play here and be a Niner.
Why do you think it's worked out so well? Like, why do you think you're such a good fit for what they're doing?
I think it's a combination of new environment, great coaching, great players around you, and just seizing the moment when it comes.
Okay. Thanks, Charles.
Thank y'all.
Got Fred here.
With the hat on backward, or?
Fred, one of the things that Kyle said was that the defense doesn't freak out when you guys give up a big play. Can you kind of describe how you guys go about just staying in the moment and not letting it develop into something bigger?
Yeah, I think just in my short time in the league so far, I've seen so much happen within a game, being up by a lot, being down by a lot, and the ebbs and flows of a game. I know one play doesn't define a game, and when especially when it happens that early, there's so much more football left to be played. It's more about keeping confidence within the guys and knowing that it's a next play, best play mentality. It's before the game we talk about playing 60 minutes. Not 15, not 30. Like, you got to play a full 60. In the playoffs, it's playoff football. It's not going to be easy. So it's all about just staying even keeled.
But you've been very consistent from the beginning that Purdy has not surprised you with the way he's played. Was there a part of you at all that was curious how he would react on the playoff stage, and what did he show you?
No. Yeah, I was. He is who he is. It's not about like the playoffs and the big stage. Like, he's been in the biggest of moments, regardless of playoffs or not. Like, when you get thrown into the Dolphins, who are as hot as they come, and Jimmy goes down, we're all looking around. And Brock Purdy's the one who gets his number called, and he goes and helps you win a football game. Like, those are the big moments that prepare you for moments like this, And he showed us over and over again who he is and the type of player he is. So, not surprised.
A couple of people, Shanahan and players, have suggested like what happened to Debo, his foot getting yanked, kind of maybe awakened a giant a little bit. I mean, did you sense an energy shift?
Yeah, most definitely. I don't know what he was trying to achieve by doing that, but it wasn't the smartest move for sure.
Takeaways in the second half really put the game away, but it felt like in the first half you guys weren't playing up to your usual standard. Like, how would you assess your defensive performance in the first half?
Yeah, I think we knew we needed to stop the run and just kind of leaky yardage and not really feeling like there was like that sore mentality that we talk about. It wasn't feeling like just overwhelming hats to the ball, and that's what we talked about at half, like really getting guys to go all out, sell out to the ball. And then obviously those turnovers were huge. We know that we take the ball away, that's how we win games, right? And we protect it on offense, take it away on defense, and that's when you saw us run away with the score.
Fred, you're probably well equipped to answer this based on training camp. How ready is Brandon Ayuk for any smoke?
I think he's well equipped. Yeah, doing a great job. No, seriously though, like, I know Brandon doesn't get like the accolades and probably doesn't get talked about a lot, but when I watched him block down the field for Debo, when Debo caught that over route and scored a touchdown, like, people don't do that. Receivers don't do that. Like, that's big time. That's a huge play by him in that moment that people probably aren't talking a whole lot about. But, like, receivers who do that and then are able to ice guys off the line and do all that stuff that, that people really notice, like, that's why I know he'll be a big-time player in this league for a long time, because he does all the little things required to play at a high level.
Is that part of why this team is so good? Because because you have players that do things that normally they wouldn't do in another offense or even.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the little things that people don't notice. Like, I think what makes our defense so great is, yeah, we have great players, but our best players are the ones who are most willing to play with the most effort, you know, and to play hard, play physical, offensively, being unselfish to block and do the dirty work. That's what makes a team great, in my opinion.
What are these next 2 days like for you as you watch the Vikings play and then maybe the Monday night game too?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna wait and see whoever we play. That's who we're gonna prep hard for, and it's all about taking this thing one game at a time. I know obviously we talk about the end goal, but you don't get there unless you win one. And so I'm proud of the guys for just winning one today. Thanks, guys.
guys had played a pretty good half, yet still you're down by one. What was kind of the energy level?
It was good. Myself, I was a little nervous, just how the tide was going, but I have great confidence in this team, and an entire half of football is a lot of football, and we did exactly what we were supposed to do.
What has Charles Omenihu shown you in the year and a half he's been here?
A lot of improvement. He's really he kind of revamped his preparation. He was more of a big interior guy when he came in, and just the time that he's been here, he's really bought into the scheme, and he's a really good player for us, and he could rush.
You and him, do you guys talk technical stuff as far as
Yeah,
pass rush moves?
for sure, yeah. We're very different rushers, but there's always similarities that we could talk about, and I'm always trying to help him out.
You prefer to be the guy getting the strip sack, but what was it like to see that play unfold in front of you?
Yeah, I missed him by a little bit. He stepped up, and Charles, with his long arms, came through and knocked it out, and that whole thing happened in slow motion for me, so I was just happy to get the ball back.
How much of a momentum changer was that for you guys?
Huge, yeah. We scored before that, right? So, yeah, the offense helped flip it. I think they're doing a little dirty stuff to our offensive guys, and I would not piss off the dudes on offense, especially Debo, because he'll make you pay.
So that was kind of a galvanizing moment for not just the offense, but for the defense as well.
Which one?
The
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's playoff football. It's our rival, so I wouldn't expect anything less. But yeah, don't poke the bear.
Takeaway, you and Charles Omenihu, it seemed like the defense wasn't playing up to its usual standard, at least in the first half. What did you see there?
Yeah, I mean, they came in with a really good game plan, and 3 times playing a team, it is real. It's tough, and they had some different looks that kind of threw us off in the run game. And number 9 was really being patient, a little more patient than we were used to. So we had to adjust and really just attack in the run game to knock back, so he couldn't find those lanes and get those extra yards.
Brock Purdy's celebration.
Yeah, was it the Pistols?
No, he actually yelled and then beat his chest.
Well, I think he might get fined for his pistol. Oh, no, he does the ice in the veins. I love it.
But he had a little bit more emotion in his celebrations today. What do you think about his finally letting it go a little bit?
Brock, I feel like he's always got some good juice. For a rookie to come in and have that confidence is something that is going to help us go a long way.
You seem to be very careful when you pounced on that loose football. I mean, did you kind of know the surrounding that you were all by yourself and that you didn't want to kind of...
Yeah, I ran around the hoop a little bit. He stepped up, and I saw the ball come out, and the tackle had no idea who was still trying to stay in front of me. And I just kind of waited for it to roll over and jumped on it.
After the Tampa game, I think his first start, that you said, I asked you about Brock, and you said, we've got a quarterback.
Yeah.
What do you think now after his first playoff start?
I'm kind of happy that he had a couple rough moments there just to get those nerves out. And I mean, he's a really good quarterback.
But did he seem like he was nervous at all during?
I mean, it's hard to say. It's playoff football. You make mistakes at any position. So for him to stick with it and not let any of those mistakes affect him says a lot about him. Thank you.
The emotions, the energy of a playoff game, is it significantly different than a regular season game?
I mean, there's more on the line. It's win or go home in the tournament, but
the way this team prepares and practices, is very similar to every week since I've been here.
You, I forget which game it was, but early on after you got here, you had a nice game, and you said there's a lot more meat on the bone for you. Where are you in terms of that now, as far as how you think you've learned the offense, or do you still think that you're getting better in it?
Definitely, I'm definitely, there's always stuff out there. You'll watch the tape, and I said one time, I think, a lot of times you're playing against the tape. You want to just put good things on tape. You want to wake up Monday morning, and when you watch it on the iPad, you want to be proud of what you put out there. And there's always stuff. There's always things that might have made the wrong cut here or did something wrong here, and that's football. That's what makes it so fun, is that constant pursuit for perfection. And I think everybody on this team has that, and that's why our practices are intense. That's why the meeting rooms are meaningful, and yeah.
Today, do you have a sense of what that'll be like for you when you watch the tape?
Yeah, I'd never make blanket statements after games, win or lose. Obviously, it's so damn fun to win a playoff game, and at home, and fans going crazy. It's a special feeling, and we're still alive, and so we're going to take it one at a time. But no, as far as tomorrow goes, you'll make the corrections you need to make, capitalize on the strengths, and keep moving. But I never like making blanket statements after a game without watching it.
Do you like the idea of playing on a Saturday and obviously winning, and now being able to sit back and see what happens around the NFC?
Yeah, we might play Saturday next week too. So for us, it's take advantage of every day, every second you have to recover and get back ready to go.
I know you're running around getting open while Brock is moving around like that, but does it feel different knowing that he's keeping plays alive for a long, long time here? Does it take a little getting used to?
No, I think every play, you never know what's going to happen, and you have a job on every play. Even when he scrambles out of the pocket, there's places you got to go, and the O-line did a hell of a job holding up and holding those blocks for a long time. That's a tough thing to do, and Brock's a guy who has really good escapability, so he's able to make some of those plays down the field.
He just said he's kind of glad that maybe had a little struggles early on. He had definitely had that ball where, I guess, slipped out of his hand. What were you thinking? What was the look in his eyes kind of early on?
He didn't hesitate. No, he calmed down, and he's no stranger to adversity, and he responds really well. And that's a testament. That's a mature football player, especially playing quarterback.
That extra pull on Debo's leg that kind of riled everybody up. Some of the offensive guys and defensive guys, so that kind of galvanized the group together.
I would say so. I'd say that got everybody going.
When you talk about Brock's maturity, is that the reason you think Kyle has so much trust in him at this point in his career?
Probably. I have no idea. That's a question for Kyle. But I as a player playing and being with him in the huddle, he's poised and he's calm, but he's extremely confident. And he's exactly what you would want in a quarterback. No moment is too big for him, and he makes corrections quickly. And we saw that today, and he's able to go out there and play with some juice and hit the right guys and let everybody else do their jobs. Appreciate it, guys.